afternoon, Mets fans, and welcome to a Sunday edition of Driving with Mr. Met. I am Mr. Met, coming home from the two games that I said I was to spend at Citi Field this weekend. A split for the weekend series on Saturday and Sunday, but a series victory with deGrom pitching brilliantly once again on Friday night, followed by two clunkers from back-to-back pitchers. One more clunky than the other, and not from the pitcher that you would expect. So after deGrom's performance on Friday night and an opening win for the Mets, Zach Wheeler pitched yesterday, and after one inning, he looked really, really good. Struck out the side in the first inning. And after the first inning, he labored and labored and labored. And to the point where he couldn't get out of the fourth inning, lasted 3 2/3, and the bullpen was taxed, and it was a really rude return to the rotation for Zach. He was frankly not good, and hopefully he's able to turn something around and figure something out. Fortunately, he does not face the Nationals in this upcoming series, because I don't think he's ready for that test just yet. So we'll talk about that in a minute. So yesterday's game was won on the back of Mr. Bobblehead himself, Asdrubal. He hit a very dramatic home run just in front of the rain delay to put the Mets in front, and it was the deciding home run, the deciding run of the game. Addison Reed came in, closed the game out. It was a very exciting 7-6 victory, and that led us into today. And as I mentioned on Friday, I felt like the Mets would have a good shot at winning the first two, and I felt like today's game was going to be the wild card. And that wild card was Rafael Montero. And a lot like Wheeler, Montero, his first inning, he looked really good. And then his second inning, he started to fall apart. And he fell apart really quickly. And that's kind of par for the course for him. I will, however, give him a little bit of credit, and everyone knows that I'm not the biggest Montero fan. In fact, I can't stand him. I often refer to him as a dumpster fire and garbage and other expletives. But he pulled himself together, and he managed to throw 7 innings today. Not quite 7 full innings, like a 6 1/3 or 6 2/3 today. So I almost got to give him a little bit of credit for that, because outside of the second inning, he was not terrible today. He was better than he's been in a while. I guess this should mark like 4 consecutive appearances where he hasn't been atrocious. Again, taking that second inning off the table. That second inning might also have been avoided if the defense behind him was a little bit better. The one play in particular was the ball hit out to center field that Brandon Nimmo could not catch in the left center field gap. I don't know if Curtis Granderson makes that play. Curtis does a really good job of getting good reads on balls off the bat and putting himself in position to make a good play like that. I don't know whether he would have made the catch, but you know, if Nimmo is able to bring that ball down and make the play, that inning has a completely different complexion. So that aside, despite the loss today, a very lifeless performance from the offense, I do kind of take a little bit of kind of bonus points in for Montero, because he was able to get some length, save the bullpen for this upcoming series, which starts tomorrow at 6:10 in Washington, D.C. The Mets go into Nationals Park. They face the first place Nationals, and the pitching matchups are interesting. For the Mets, I think the best 3 options are going in this series for the Mets. It'll be Lugo, Matz, and deGrom. And if those 3 guys can do what those 3 guys are able to do, and you know, keep the team in games, it's just a matter of home runs, and you know, the Mets hitting them, because it does seem as though when they hit home runs, they win games. And there's been no shortage of home runs this season for the Mets. So that's going to do it for today. I appreciate your watching the video. If you're not already doing so, please follow me on Twitter at Mr_Met. That's MISTER_Met. Again, thanks for watching, and as always, let's go Mets.